Good day, you beautiful people of YouTube. It's the Mad Marine, and, well, I've got a gun review for you guys. And before we get started, I need to give a disclaimer. I am not a SIG fanboy. That being said, we're going to do it anyway. Boom. What do we got today? I got a SIG. And disclaimer, I don't hate SIG. I just don't particularly care for their newer line of products. That being said, let me introduce to you the SIG. P322. And for you guys, just out of curiosity, this is a friend of mine's firearm. He let me borrow it. In the future, though, I did leave this in here. But don't store your firearms with this thing in here. It does nothing for the springs. So just make sure this is just basically for like gun stores and maybe the range or something like that. But anyway, as you can see, it is clear. And yeah, the SIG 322 just came out. Apparently there's a bunch of hoopla about it. What are my thoughts? Well, honestly, up until about 2 minutes ago, I never even held the thing. I hadn't read anything about it. Have no idea other than I did get online and just look up SIG's overall stats. So I got on the website, looked it up, and it is a 22 long rifle pistol with a 20 round capacity. 20 rounds is pretty hefty for a 22. Most of them run about 10 rounds. There are others that have a higher capacity. But for a standard, I guess this is a full-size frame pistol, this is doing pretty good. And I think there is an extended mag that allow you to hold more magazines for it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The one thing I did read up also in my quick little search is apparently this front sight has come loose on some people. And yes, the only way to do it is send your entire slide off to SIG and they'll replace it. The other thing I've had with some of the other SIG, 3 whatever models, is on the back of here. The set screws or some screws for the plate are on the inside of here, and some of them come loose and cause problems. But as you can see, they're on the top. So if they do come loose, they come loose from the top, not from the bottom. So that is definitely an improvement. The other thing they do have is a threaded adapter. Now, I don't know if he has the adapter in here. And let's check. I thought he said he either had one order or it came with it. Oh, you know what? Here we go. This is the adapter. Never been used, but we'll let him install that and enjoy it. And then, of course, all your regular SIG, little warning labels, user manual, and locks down in there. Overall, as far as the feel of the firearm, pretty good. It feels like a full frame. I can get a good grip on there. As far as the trigger pull goes, first trigger pull ever. A little long, but a good crisp trigger. So there's a little bit of take up, and then it sneaks up on you. Very overall light. Be interesting to know the pounds of pressure needed for it. As far as the magazine release, pretty standard for SIGs. Has an attachment point for some lights or laser or whatever you want. I'm going to hit the range and hopefully be able to edit something into this to make it one big video and let you know my overall thoughts. My overall thoughts at this point is it's a 22 pistol that has a 20 round magazine capacity. Good job. I don't expect anything superb out of it. I don't expect it to fail either. My biggest thing, well, can it shoot, 22 Remington bucket of bullets ammo? If it can shoot that oiled, then great. If it can shoot it 22 unoiled or Remington bucket of bullets unoiled, then, even better, honestly. But if it can't shoot that, that's the standard, right? If it can't shoot the crappiest 22 ammo, it's, in my opinion, it's a fail. And that being said, if this thing does fail, don't worry. Glock really screwed it up too. So not a big deal. That Glock 22 pistol was absolute garbage. Supposedly they fixed it, but the reputation's pretty tarnished at this point. And that's my thing with SIG as well. They've done some pretty bad quality control issues, especially on the pistol lines. And so I don't know. That being said, so far I'm enjoying this. I'm hoping as long as it runs well and as long as the accuracy is decent, I think this is a great little pistol. I think he said he paid about $400 for this at Cabela's. Just happened to get lucky. And I think that is kind of the MSRP, but I need to check on him as far as the price point. It may have been a little less, it may have been a little more, but I'm going to get to the range a little bit here later, and we'll see how this thing goes. All right, so here's the ammo I've got today. Remington Gold. Unfortunately, it's not the Remington Bucket of Bullets. Winchester Hellcat, and the Superior X Westerner. Very old ammo in that little box. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully this SIG will perform, you know? Wishing it the best. Another failure to feed. Boo. I've had about 6 of these in a row now. Not sure why. More failures to feed. We are using the, I believe this is Winchester Wildcat. All right, so here's the issue. Here's the main reason of all the feeding issues. The one on the right's correct. As you can see, the round is pointed up. The one on the left is taking a nosedive down. This is causing lots of feed issues at this point. I guess this is part of how loading it, but it shouldn't be doing this. This is very silly. This is a silly issue to have. It is frustrating, and when you have this, it's not fun to shoot. So we'll try to continue. All right, YouTube people, it's the Mad Marine. I am back from the range, and depending on how I'm about to edit this future video, you'll know how that range trip went. Or maybe you don't. But let's talk about it. The SIG P322. Got back from the range, and I'm going to talk about what happened. Now the weapon has already been cleared, but took it to the range, and let's talk about how it started off with. First 100 rounds, used Remington Gold, used Federal Wildcat or something like that, and then an old box of Western X Super or something like that. It's in the video. I've got a picture of it. I'll try to get the better analogies for you. But anyway, or the right annotations for those ammo types. And first 100 rounds went really well. It shot well. It was smooth. It was enjoyable. The trigger pull was nice. And then, well, yeah, it went downhill from there pretty quick. So unfortunately, what in the world happened with this SIG? The gun itself did fine, for the most part. The problem I was running into was magazines, and I wish I could recreate it. I do have a video of it, but basically the ammo should stay flush, and these are all the ones that I saved that were bad ammo. And as you can see, like, this one is just crushed. Others are just bent or crushed or marred, or here's another crushed one. Feeding issues. But another thing with the magazines that was happening is they were taking basically kind of like a nosedive. So they'd be sitting and they should be flush right here with the magazine with the little follower, right? They should be sticking up. Well, for whatever reason, they were sticking down like this. Now, for some people may think, oh man, that has to be like rim lock. No, it was like an AR mag, right? So you have the magazine follower, right? You have these anti-tilt things built into them now. It was like this anti-tilt was failing and the mag was going like that. So you had your 22 ammo sitting on top and it's pushing down. So when you try to load it up, it was too big of an incline or too big steep of a thing. I don't know if this is going to be a problem with these 322s or not, but hopefully not. Hopefully this is just a bad fluke. Again, I don't know what in the world happened with the mags, but first 100 rounds, really enjoyable. Last 100 rounds was just awful. I did get some clarification from my friend who purchased this particular firearm. He mentioned he had put about 300 or 400 rounds in it already, and so I put another 2, so we're at 500 or 600 rounds of ammo. It has not been cleaned. The other interesting thing about this particular firearm, it does have a fluted barrel. Or fluted chamber. I don't think I can get that in there very well, but yeah, fluted chamber. Whatever. As far as the accuracy goes, out of the 3 different calibers, 3 different manufacturers I got used, I didn't think it was all that accurate. I've shot a lot of other 22s that are definitely more accurate than this. If this thing can actually run well with, I don't know, better mags, different ammo, I don't know. I think it's pretty viable. If it's not, it's junk. Like, I'd rather go spend the $400 on a 22 long rifle that's going to work pretty much every time. Because again, the last 100 rounds I shot was just miserable. It was not fun. It was not enjoyable. And again, depending on how I edit this, you'll get to see it. But hopefully, I am just that one-off case, right? So we have the sample size of 1. The sample size of 1 didn't go well. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't think I did. I think the evidence kind of shows it clearly was the magazines. Why they were doing what they were doing, I have no idea. 3 different ammo types, same results. So I'm tempted to say it's the magazines. I even used the little round helper thingy, drop one in, let it up, drop one in, let it up, drop one in, let it up. Did that and still had the same issues. And then we were not having rim lock. So the idea is rim lock is when you have the bottom in front of the one on top, and it should be the top is in front of the one on the bottom. Because hang on, I'm not showing this very well. So this is wrong, right? So if this is the top one and this is the bottom one, this rim lock here will obstruct the round going into the chamber or slow it down. What you want it is in front. That's the same thing with most rim-fired particular styles. If you're behind it like this, it just slows it down. So I don't know why in the world it was going like this, but huge fail. Am I surprised at this point? No. That being said, which is worse, the Glock 44 or this? I mean, Glock fixed the Glock 44, so that's good. But as far as failure rates, I'd have to say the Glock 44 was worse than the SIG, at least from the start. So we'll just see how it goes. Hopefully, this is just a fluke. Maybe I did something wrong. But yeah, as far as would this get a recommendation from me to anyone to buy? I sure wouldn't give anybody my recommendation to buy this thing. This thing just crushed this 22 bullet. I'd buy, if I wanted a 22 pistol, semi-auto, I would buy one of those little Ruger Mark 1, 2, 3s or 4s. I really like the Mark 4 lightweight. That's probably my favorite 22 pistol these days. I've also got a little Glock trainer that's I like, and it works pretty well. It is not 100%, but it is infinitely better, and it's never done this to any of my ammo. But yeah, this just, what a weird predicament to find myself in as far as failures. Again, this is not what I was hoping for. But again, I'm not surprised. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this very long video. and introduction. Again, I think this is something SIG is going to work out, or hey, maybe I made the mistake, right? I'm willing to say I could have done something wrong. But the good thing about SIG is usually they eventually get around to correcting the problems and mistakes they have in their firearms. The downside is, why are you releasing firearms that have problems, mistakes, and are not functioning like 100%? I achieved this in under 200 to 500 rounds, right? SIG should have known about this, and I bet they do. But anyway, this is the Mad Marine signing off. I wish you guys all the best, and I will catch you later.